Sir Elton John receives the 2018 Crystal Award for his leadership in the fight against HIV/AIDS. Sir Elton John was born just outside London. At 3 years old, he decided that he wanted to be a musician after hearing Elvis Presley's music. He taught himself how to play piano when he was only 4 years old. And at the age of 11, he won a junior scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music, where he attended classes on weekends. Sir Elton released his first album in 1970, which made him an instant international star and launched his monumental career that had spanned more than 5 decades. Today, he is one of the top-selling solo artists of all time, with 35 gold and 25 platinum albums and 29 consecutive top 40 hits. He has sold more than 250 million records worldwide. At the height of his fame, he met a young man, Ryan White, who had contracted HIV/AIDS through a blood transfusion. Through Ryan's eyes, Sir Elton witnessed firsthand the pain and suffering inflicted by society on those affected by HIV/AIDS. In 1992, he established the Elton John AIDS Foundation, which today is one of the leading non-profit organizations in that field. It has raised more than $400 million to date to support hundreds of programs around the globe for prevention, service, and advocacy. I would like to ask Sir Elton John to join me on stage.
One ridiculous pair of glasses to another. No. I would love to thank the World Economic Forum, Professor and Hilda Schwab, for this incredible honor. Good evening, everybody. And thank you so much for this award. I'm also, I should say, very lucky. I've been able to spend my life following a passion. And that pursuit has led me to a second passion, which has led in turn to this award. To be given prizes for doing what you have always wanted to do, anyway, is more luck than any one person actually deserves. Music was my original passion, and I was fortunate that it became my life. But I found in time that this is not enough. In my case, passion led me into some very dark places. I wasn't a great person for a long time. I lost who I really was, and I didn't like who I had become. I lost my humanity, my connection, and my respect for myself. Yet the fame and the recognition I had acquired was a blessing as well as a curse, because it led me towards philanthropy, the second aspect of the work you have recognized this evening. I started the Elton John AIDS Foundation because I wanted to reclaim my sense of who I was. I wanted to reconnect. I wanted to be a decent person. As I look back now on how these two passions have defined my public life, I've come to realize that in both cases, it is the link to a common humanity that really matters. Everything that we do that counts involves a connection. If there had been no Elvis Presley to inspire me, I would not have made music. All the people who work to produce what I do help me to find an audience. And without the listening public, there is no audience to reach. I am described as a solo artist, but nobody is truly a solo artist. And the price of being connected is that we must never turn a blind eye to suffering. It was that fellow feeling which inspired the Elton John AIDS Foundation, and over a quarter of a century, we have tried to help millions of people to heal and to feel human again. In doing this, I have discovered that something is worth doing only when there is a purpose and that we can be proud of. There is something that applies to everyone here. All the leaders who come to Davos are big figures. You've all made it, babies. But what are you making? What worth does it have if it does not strengthen the bonds of a human humanity? If we are not seeking to change the world for the better through our work, what is the point of coming here? Yes, there is glory, perhaps fame and prestige. There is wealth too, but for what? Good work gives you something bigger than fame, richer than wealth, finer even than prizes. I know this to be true. When I founded the Elton John AIDS Foundation 25 years ago, AIDS was a death sentence. There was no treatment to prolong life, let alone to save it. Today, there are 20 million people the world over who are on life-saving HIV medicine. Incredibly, we are now contemplating the end of AIDS by 2030 as a real possibility. There is no prize to rival that. And it is important to reflect on how it was done. How we have come so far against one of the most lethal diseases the world has ever known in just over a generation. Of course, the science, the money, and the know-how are essential, but truly it was done by giving every single person due attention, by recognizing their humanity, by leaving no one behind. The failure to treat people with equal respect is what fueled AIDS. The moment we began to respect, the moment we chased out shame, was the moment we started to fight back. I will continue being part of this work till the day I die. It is what connects me to my humanity. And as you explore creating a shared future in a fractured world this week, I urge you to use that sense of human connection and your amazing talents to change the world. It needs to be changed. The equality in this world is, to be honest with you, disgraceful. Finally, I thank you. I'm deeply honored to be recognized by you today. Thank you very much. And make changes. Thank you.